evening, ladies. Seriously, they need one now. Okay, how are y'all? Good. All right, there we go. We got some. Okay, there we go. Okay. First and foremost, anybody have any food allergies I need to be aware of tonight? It's not on my agenda to knock anybody out or use any narcotics to get you. We're all good? Really? Wow, that's a first. Okay. All right, so we're going to go through Italian cuisine tonight.
You know how to go.
Which, by the way, happens to be my favorite. It also happens to be my heritage. So I grew up eating a lot of this stuff. Some more than others. Hey, look, I've been working hard on this, okay? It was here, now it's here. By the end of the night, it could be here. Just worthless, okay? All right. So what you have in front of you are your recipe books, okay? You can follow along if you'd like. Please feel free to ask questions. Please feel free to talk to me. It helps sort of the evening go along. However, do not judge if we don't follow them exactly. Most of your recipes are written for 4 or 5. I'm up here obviously cooking for more than that. I'll also let you know some of the substitutions and things that you're able to do at home. We like to design the menus that we do here so that you can get them here in town. So everything here tonight, and I hate to admit this sometimes, was bought at Walmart. Okay, but we don't like to send you away here having to go internet hunting or searching for all kinds of weird ingredients and stuff. And even if there is a weird ingredient listed, there's lots of substitutions that you can use so that you're not doing that. The other thing I like to do is sort of give you the 411 on time, because obviously none of us have it, right? It's always like the last thing on our plate. So a lot of these recipes are designed that you can do pieces of them ahead of time, or you can make them and freeze them and reheat them kind of thing, so that you are not necessarily stuck in the kitchen all day. There's a huge stigmata that Italian cooking, which my grandmother would tell you does, but you know, takes all day, or the tomato sauce has been on the stove for 3 weeks, and you know, Kitty, it takes time. You know, just whatever, Grandma, I got it. Okay, so there is some Italian recipes that do take time, but as you're going to see tonight, we're going to do all of this in just less than 2 hours. So don't be intimidated. Okay, it's actually a lot of it's really easy. So we're going to get started with the caramelized pancetta and fennel salad. Everybody seen fennel before? Right? It's a really weird sort of bulb-looking creature in your produce department that nobody really knows what to do with. Okay, it also has a very licorice smell. You may take that smell, pass it around. Okay. Anybody with cooties, leave it at your table. Okay. Very licorice, very anise flavored. One of those things that a little bit goes a long way. However, when you cook it, like we're going to do tonight, and we're going to caramelize it, really brings out the natural sugars inside it. So it's actually going to sweeten up. Okay, and then of course we added pancetta. Everybody know what pancetta is? No, good answer. No. Wow. Well, let me tell you. Pancetta is an Italian-style cured ham that looks a lot like bacon in a roll, and it typically comes in this huge log, and what it is it's a pork belly that they've cured with sugars and salts and spices and stuff, and they rub all of that on it and they roll it up and they hang it up to cure for 60 days, 120 days, sometimes a little longer. It makes for really good bacon and eggs.
Do they use that in the carbonara?
They do use that in the carbonara. See? Look at somebody Googled that. All right. No Wikipedia during my show. So, it's really good. It is using carbonara. A lot of times the Italians will use it for bacon, because that's basically what it is. With breakfast, it goes really good in omelets. And a lot of times they'll take, my grandmother used to take the pancetta and she would just do a slow sweat and take the bacon grease from it, or the pancetta grease from it, and throw it in the tomato sauce, the one that took 3 weeks to cook on the stove. Yeah. So what we're going to do here is we're going to take this fennel and we're going to just kind of shave it thin, and we're going to take this pancetta, which, by the way, I do have to say, out of probably all the most expensive product this evening, believe it or not, is the pancetta. I think I paid almost $4 for 4 ounces.
Did you get that at Walmart?
I did get that at Walmart, believe it or not, pre-diced.
Yeah.
Of course, now this is the funny part. I get to the deli, which is because you know it's not in the bacon aisle next to the Hillshire Farms. Anyway, I get to the deli, and I said, "Hey, do you have any pancetta?" And the guy looks at me and says, "Well, all of our cheeses are down here." At which point I said, "Is your manager in?" The manager came out and kind of looked at me funny. And he said, how do you say it? And I said, pancetta. He said, oh, that'd be over there. That's all the weird sounding stuff. And sure enough, there it was. Somewhere usually around the salami or the cured hams, prosciutto, things like that, which in Italian is actually called prosciutto. We are famous for leaving syllables off of words. It's just sort of the gangster thing to do, I guess. You know. So, what we're gonna. Okay. So anyway, so we get it. It's already diced. Otherwise, sometimes it'll come in sort of ham hock slabs, or you can get it in the big roll. It will hold forever because it's a cured ham. So kept in your fridge, you know, wrapped tight. You've got a good 4 or 5 months on it, maybe. Thrown in your freezer, you've got years, unless a hurricane comes and then, hey, we just call me and I'll show you what to do with it, okay? So we're gonna take this fennel, or this pancetta. That was funny, huh? Hey, you never know. And I hate to say it, but this could be our year. So stock up on your pancetta, and your tequila, take the number down, and we'll go have a good time. So, as a matter of fact, you know, the funny thing is, being a chef, of course, when Ivan came through, I had the restaurant at that time, and my freezer at home was just full of all kinds of cool goodies that I'd always say, oh, I'm doing recipe testing, so I'd stock the freezer at home with prosciutto, pancetta, and of course the power went out. I guess probably about 2 days into it, the Gulf Power finally got around and said, oh, by the way, it's going to be like a week. And we said, well, you know what, that's okay. So I pulled out the grill, broke open the freezer, and we fed in all Gulf Power, fire department, everybody else. It was really cool. But they're like, man, this is really good. Of course, at that point, I was like, well, I actually happen to serve it down at the restaurant. So I was building business is what I kept telling myself.
We're never getting your power back.
So, no, we got it back actually faster than you'd think. All right, so anyway, so some fennel, some pancetta. The recipe is going to tell you you can mix all of this in a bowl, and that's cool. When you're at home, it's going to be a little bit less, and you're more than welcome to mix it in a bowl. What we're going to kind of do is layer it here, and then we'll mix it straight on the pan. Okay. Now, the best part of pictures are $5, questions are 10, answers are 20. So. Okay, so pancetta, some fennel, some brown sugar, just to sweeten it up just a little bit. I think this must be Jackie's recipe because she says EVOO. We all know where that comes from, don't we? Yeah.
Your favorite person.
We won't mention her name in here. We don't get along. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just jealous, I guess. So. Okay, let's see, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Alright, cool. Okay, real easy. No, and I'll tell you why. At home, you are more than welcome to use parchment paper, but here's the thing. We're increased for time, so I'm going to cook it at a little bit higher temperature. Pancetta is very fatty, so it has a tendency to get greasy and stick. I can scrape pancetta off of this pan, and then we can deglaze the pan with a little wine and some heat and get a really good flavor to go with it. I cannot scrape pancetta off of parchment at this amount of pancetta because then we could all end up eating paper. We had this discussion a little earlier. Actually, we decided that you all needed real toothpicks tonight and not pancetta paper. So, all right, so salt, pepper, garlic. Oh my gosh. The like most classic ingredient, right, in Italian cooking. Okay, and a little bit of lemon juice now. Okay, really sort of easy here. No, it's cool. It's good. It can keep me on my toes. A glass or two later, I may really need some milk. It's been known to happen. Okay, so lemon juice. Now, save your rinds because as you'll see as we get into one of these other recipes, you're going to use a zest. Same thing at home. you can use the zest of a lemon to get the same effect as lemon juice. I work in the healthcare industry, and we use lemon juice a lot of times in place of salt. It gives the same effect to the mouth and to the brain. So anytime you want to reduce sodium, but you still need that sort of malleability of salt, use lemon juice. It's amazing. Okay, so real garlic, right? My chefs would always tell me when I'd go, well, why don't we have minced garlic, chef? Why can't I just take it out of a jar? And I'd usually get smacked in the back of the head. The following question of what kind of chef do you really think you are followed. Of course, the same thing came from grandmother and mom too. Always use fresh anything if you can, especially fresh garlic, because a lot of times in that oil, it just really takes the flavor away. And it doesn't take that long to do the fresh garlic. So everybody here done fresh garlic before? Yeah? Okay, well, I'll show you one. Let's pretend you haven't done fresh garlic before, okay? Ready? Let's try it again. Has everybody here done fresh garlic before? No. All right. Okay, so. Well then, let me show you, right? Okay, so it starts like this, right? Ends up about like this. You take your best knife or rolling pin or husband's head, depending on how your day's been, and you just kind of pop it, and what that does is it loosens the skin from it. Now that's a good sound, right? Yeah!
We know that sound.
Now, had we only timed that with the smash of the garlic, that would be really cool. Okay? Okay, so we'll smash this, right? We're going to peel this off and we're going to chop it up. Now, what's the worst part about having to deal with fresh garlic? Getting it off your fingers. And we used to have this really cool stainless steel soap. However, any stainless steel works.
But
So
not with
if you
knife.
have a countertop, an oven, a knife that happens to be stainless, just watch the edge, right? Yeah. We're all gonna get them all home and I'll be walking around like this for the next 3 days. Yeah. Real cool. So, does anybody know why that happens?
No.
You guys are getting along just great. So, and I actually, I didn't figure this out on my own. It was on the back of the stainless steel soap container. But apparently, the ions in garlic and fish and smelly food products counteract with stainless steel. So when you wash your hands with soap and water and then you rub them against stainless steel, the ions actually repel the scent of fish and garlic. And I know it's really scientific, kind of dorky nerd thing, but really cool, right? Well, you're right. Yeah, exactly. So they make the stainless steel soap, and then you just use that with normal soap in your hand. So it's cool. It's just it looks like a little soap bar. It's all stainless. It's a hollow piece of stainless steel, and you would put soap in, and you'd use it like a dial bar or whatever, and it would work great. However, it doesn't work for your breath. So don't try chewing on your local stove, okay? It's just not going to work. We like Listerine or toothpaste. So, yeah, right?
Sprouts, do you throw it away?
No, absolutely not. Garlic is just like, it's just like any other